Welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar news channel. I'm your host, Bobby King, reporting straight from Iraq. Big news coming out of Baghdad and Erbil today. According to Saleh, things between Baghdad and Erbil are moving toward a breakthrough, and everyone is talking about a solution. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and support the channel to keep these updates coming. Let's dive in. In a region long defined by deadlock, mistrust, and political brinkmanship, an extraordinary sense of momentum is beginning to emerge from Iraq. As Barham Saleh, a seasoned statesman and former president, declared, things between Baghdad and Erbil are moving toward a breakthrough, and everyone is talking about a solution. For a country wearied by years of internal strife, that single sentence has sent ripples of cautious optimism across the nation. The context of his words is more than just another round of diplomatic gestures. It's a sign that something deeper is shifting between the federal government in Baghdad and the Kurdistan Regional Government, KRG, in Erbil, an unfreezing of relations that could have historic consequences, particularly around one of the thorniest and most consequential issues in modern Iraqi politics, the oil and gas law. For nearly 2 decades, this piece of legislation has remained elusive, a phantom that appears at times within reach, only to vanish in a fog of disagreement. At the heart of the debate is control over production, exports, and revenues. The Kurdish region, blessed with abundant oil reserves and driven by its semi-autonomous governance structure, has long sought greater autonomy over its resources. Baghdad, on the other hand, has insisted on a unified, federally managed approach to oil policy. The lack of a legal framework has left both sides walking a tightrope of temporary agreements, lawsuits, and political posturing. But now, something is different. Over the past month, a flurry of meetings between key stakeholders, Federal Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, Kurdish Prime Minister Masroor Barzani, and Oil Minister Hayyan Abdul Ghani, has signaled more than just routine talks. Observers describe a tone of urgency paired with a surprising spirit of compromise. Sources close to the negotiations report that previously non-negotiable positions are being re-examined, and red lines have softened into dotted ones. The reasons for this shift are both internal and external. Domestically, both Baghdad and Erbil are under pressure to deliver stability and prosperity to their people, especially amid ongoing protests, economic anxieties, and a younger generation that's increasingly disillusioned with political stagnation. Internationally, global energy markets, roiled by wars in Ukraine and Gaza, are demanding reliability, and Iraq's untapped potential is once again in the spotlight. A functioning oil and gas law would give Iraq not just legal clarity but global credibility. And then there is the money. Billions of dollars have been left on the table due to inconsistencies in revenue sharing and export routes. The infamous case of halted oil exports through Turkey, following an arbitration ruling in favor of Baghdad, left Erbil's finances gasping for air. It also exposed how fragile the status quo really was. Both sides realized, without a formal, binding agreement, everyone loses. Could this be the breakthrough? Could Iraq finally pass a unified oil and gas law, nearly 20 years after its first draft? It's too early to call victory, but for once, the answer isn't an automatic no. Saleh's comments, paired with a rare unity among political factions and a shared desire to capitalize on high oil prices, suggest the stars may be aligning. There are even whispers of a joint committee working on a new legal draft, one that incorporates concessions from both sides. Among the potential compromises, regional oversight over contracting paired with federal auditing, a fixed revenue sharing formula, and mechanisms for dispute resolution embedded within the law itself. Of course, skepticism remains. There have been false dawns before. In 2007, a near-final version of the law was ready, only to be shelved amid infighting. In 2014, ISIS diverted all attention and resources away from governance. In 2018 and 2021, political crises stalled every serious initiative. Iraqis are understandably wary of declarations of progress. But even the skeptics admit, this time feels different. What makes this moment unique isn't just the substance of the talks but their visibility. Leaders are no longer hiding behind vague press releases. They're appearing together, issuing joint statements, and openly addressing their differences. There is a sense of political courage rarely seen in the fractured landscape of post-2003 Iraq. Hope, in this case, is not naive, it's necessary. If the oil and gas law passes, it would be a watershed not only for Baghdad-Erbil relations but for Iraq's entire federal structure. It would set a precedent for how diverse regions can coexist under a shared national identity while preserving local autonomy. It would provide a legal backbone to Iraq's most vital economic sector and unlock billions in investment. It would show the world that Iraq, long defined by conflict, is capable of consensus. The coming weeks will be critical. As negotiators iron out the final points, the nation watches with a mix of anxiety and anticipation. Will this moment collapse under the weight of history, or will it become the foundation of a new chapter? Saleh's words offer a daring possibility, that after years of mistrust, Iraq might finally be ready to stop surviving its past and start shaping its future. To wrap things up, I'd like to ask my friends watching to stay positive and patient, as patience is truly the key to success. Please subscribe to my channel and show your support. Wishing you all a wonderful day.